Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rawakakodash, Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being the name of His only begotten Son, the Holy One, Yahweh Shai, man. And also I want to give double honors to the elder apostles at Great Millstone that rule well, and that taught me this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. And I want to say blessings to the Hakim out down the highways and byways. All right, giving them no rest, man. All right, warning the nation of Israel, those that will believe. All right, that are part of the hopeful elect. Okay, blessings to those brothers out there, and also blessings to you few sisters out there listening and learning. All right, and believing. Okay, because there's not many of you. All right, so this here is a picture brothers has been passing around, and brothers has been doing videos on it. So through the spirit, you know, I'm going to do a video on it according to the portion of the spirit that was given to me. So as you can see, it says rebuilding the trust that the Tuskegee destroyed. All right, and if you know anything about the Alabama Tuskegee experiment, all right, we're just gonna find out if you don't know. But pretty much we're gonna let the videos, I got a few videos put together. I'm not really gonna say much. I got a precept or two, and this video just pretty much is gonna let you see. This is a warning. It's gonna let you see and let you make the discernment, because it's really not much we can say anymore concerning this topic, you know, that's trending right now, or our videos will be clipped. All right, so we have to pretty much be wise, man. Use discretion. All right, so but this is the topic that I'm talking about. If you don't know, all right, these two words right here, I'm not even going to say it, and then just the article in itself, it speaks for itself about this, and we've been warning you about this. All right, not going to say the word, but it's a severe warning not to participate, all right, in this. Okay, so here's this individual right here, this lost soul, telling you rebuilding the trust that Tuskegee destroyed. So let's see what the Tuskegee experiment destroyed. Let's see. All right.
What the United States government did was shameful, and I am sorry.
We have no idea how many wives, girlfriends, children inherited the disease and also died or were forever crippled by its effects.
For 40 years, the U.S. government operated public health service conducted what was known as the Tuskegee Syphilis Study, one of the darkest chapters in American history. Now, over 40 years after the study ended, we still don't know, and might never know, the full extent of its effects. And the study might have continued if not for a 1972 article from Associated Press reporter Gene Heller.
Everyone who knew about this, to my way of thinking, everyone who knew about this and didn't blow the whistle, that didn't shout to high heaven, "This is wrong," is culpable.
Syphilis was considered a national health crisis in the early 20th century.
You don't know a thing about syphilis, except that you've got it.
And many doctors at the time thought syphilis and other medical complications were affected by race. To study the disease, researchers found a population of poor, black, syphilitic sharecroppers in and around Tuskegee, Alabama during the Great Depression. Nearly 400 of the participants had syphilis, while another 200, the control group, did not. In the end, as many as 100 men died from complications related to untreated syphilis, and the message was very clear. Black deaths mattered.
Medical doctors deliberately let them die, wanted them to die, for what they could discover from their bodies later.
How old were you when you first learned about the Tuskegee study?
23.
The day you published this story, the day the story was published, did you know what was getting ready to happen?
Yeah. I knew it would be explosive. After the story broke, and there was this incredible public outcry, Senator Kennedy had held very, very public congressional hearings on this.
If they had been white, your public health service would never have agreed to do this study in the first place. They wouldn't have dared.
The study and the aftermath are well documented in films and books, but there are still things we might never know, and for Heller, that goes back to the very beginning.
I still have not heard the answer to the very simple question of why. They should have been able to determine after the first 3 or 4 autopsies that the inside of a black person ravaged by syphilis looks identical to the insides of a white person and stop the study.
Beyond that, Heller believes there's no way to know just how many people were directly or adjacently affected by the study or its disclosure. Survivors, victims of the study, and their families did win a $10 million settlement from the U.S. government, and the study's disclosure led to modern medical ethics procedures. But Heller says more than 40 years later, there's still at least one lesson to be learned from the Tuskegee syphilis study.
Those of us who recognize that this country has got so far to go, never quit fighting. Never quit standing up and yelling. I don't care if you're LGBT, I don't care if you're black,
And that's where the BS starts, man. All right. So that's all right. So now you see why they got this simp. All right, this foolish man holding up this sign here. All right, as he's receiving that potion. All right. So let's, I'm not done there either. I got another video for you. So that's the men, the medical system. Now look at this for you so-called black women. Here's another video for you.
At the edge of Central Park in Manhattan, there's a bronze statue of a doctor named James Marion Sims, whose brilliant achievement carried the fame of American surgery throughout the entire world. He's the guy who created the vaginal speculum, an instrument gynecologists use for examination. He pioneered the surgical repair for fistula, a complication from childbirth, and became known as the father of modern gynecology. But that brilliant achievement was the result of a series of excruciating experimental surgeries that he conducted on enslaved women. In a lot of ways, Sims epitomizes the story of American medicine for black women. It's a system that's failing them to this day, from infant mortality to...
All right. So you see it, and it was just an article just recently how that black babies are more likely, or 3 times to the point more likely to die when looked after by white doctors. Okay, so here it is: infant mortality deaths per 1,000 infants. Okay, so this medical system, just America in general, look how it has served you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. All right, and I gotta watch what I say, but hey, at no way, shape, and form is this medical misinformation, because this is U.S. history. All right, so I'm gonna just let this play.
Life expectancy, the racial disparities in healthcare are staggering. The gulf between black and white might be widest when we look at maternal mortality, with black women 3 to 4 times more likely to die in connection with pregnancy or birth than white women. And that divide can be traced back to doctors like Sims, who contributed to a long, largely overlooked history of institutional racism in medicine.
Trying to understand a historical problem without knowing its history is like trying to treat a patient without eliciting a thorough medical history. You're doomed to failure.
That's Harriet Washington, a medical ethicist and author who chronicled the intersection of race and medicine in her book, Medical Apartheid. While many of the stark racial disparities in healthcare can be attributed to environmental and economic factors like access to good healthcare, studies show that minority patients tend to receive a lower quality of care than non-minorities, even when they have the same types of health insurance or the same ability to pay for care.
As African Americans, we've been abused for so long, consistently by the system. Why should we trust it? Why should we go to it when ill?
Why should we trust it? Why should we go to it when ill? So ask this simp here that's been brainwashed or paid off to put this up here, man. All right? And like the brother, I'm listening to one of the brothers, he said this should piss you off, man. All right, if you in the right spirit, this should piss you off. All right? But you know, these are the last warnings going out, man. Okay? These are the last warnings going out. I ain't gonna speak too much. Let this play.
And that's iatrophobia. That's a fear